Now then, people, it's Joe, it's all Leeds TV, and it is time for your Wolves versus Leeds post-match chat. The morning after the night before, I wasn't able to watch the game live. I recorded it, watched it when I got in. Phone was off, so I didn't get it spoiled. A little bit disappointed, but listen, I'm not disheartened by it. We've come up, we've applied ourselves really well in the Premiership. Wolves are a top outfit. European football for the last 2 seasons running. They have some world beaters in that side, the likes of Jimenez, Moutinho. The centre-back 3 were absolutely unreal. Connor Cody, Willy Bolly and Kilburn. Semedo at right-back, who I didn't think was that great, if I'm honest. World record fee for them, I think. We all know about Adama Traore. Then Donker, fully fledged internationals in their side. Rui Patricio in there. And we're an outfit that's just come up from the Championship. Very much a lot of the same team that was there under Heckingbottom. So we've come a long way in such a short space of time. The one thing that I take from it is the difference between us and Wolves is minimal. 0-0 would have been fine. So this is a team that's been operating in the Championship for quite some time. They've come up within 5 games. We're already at that level. The gap isn't that big. The gap isn't that big. I dare say where Leeds will be in 3 seasons' time. This is what I'm saying. This club's going places. We know that. I'm not worried. As I said, 0-0 would have been a fair result. We huffed and puffed. It had the remnants of a Championship game for me, especially in that first half where we dominated. It definitely was a game of 2 halves, but it had shades of the Championship in that we were getting it out to the wing, and the balls, although they weren't bad, there were a few, but I was like, I'm trying to analyse it thinking, right, well, the balls ain't bad. I think back to the Championship, sometimes we would put cutbacks and there'd be 10 men inside the box. It just never was going to work. Yesterday, although the balls in the box weren't bad, maybe a couple, it was just rock hard for a Bamford to get on the end of it when you've got the man mountain that is Willy Bolly, Kilburn, and England international Connor Cody all playing really well. It was always going to be difficult for Bamford. He had a chance early doors. I think it's Click heads it down to him, tries to finesse it, gets it totally wrong. But he didn't have a bad game, I don't think many did, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, first 10 minutes, we dominated, 74% possession. It was tough that we lost, obviously, Cooper in the warm-up. He tried to push through. But listen, I wasn't disappointed with either centre-back. Pascal Strout was absolutely immense, and Robin Koch was just amazing, The price we've got him for a fraction of the cost it cost us it would have cost us for Ben White. We've done all right. He's a top-level centre-back. I thought Luke Ayling was great. Again, up and down that right-hand side. He was absolutely immense. Saiz was struggling with him all day. Ayling and Costa played well, especially in them early parts. As I said, that first 10, 15 minutes, we were absolutely immense. And I put on my notes, Luke Ayling is just so good. He made a tackle on Neto, and there was many tackles, The guy's, he's just non-stop. And the mad thing is a fullback, but most of his possessional touches are in the opposition's half. But 20-25 minutes, Wolves come into it. Ayling had an effort around about the 30th minute. Again, I just thought he was really bright. There was one around 36, Harrison, volley assist into the box, but Kilner and Cody at that time both dealt with it. Rodrigo had an effort around that time. Look, there isn't loads to analyse because ultimately we just huffed and puffed without creating anything major. There was no clear-cut chance, no clear-cut chance. Meslier made a good save around about, the end of the first half. He's a great keeper, just gets better and better and better. We've got ourselves a real stalwart there at just 20-year-old. But it was Leeds United's half in a nutshell. Huff puff, had a go. Nothing really came of it. Nothing of note. There's a chance. There was a great move around about the 15 minutes. I think Bamford initially starts it off into Rodrigo to Click. Costa had an effort, dragged it wide. You had the Ayling effort and Bamford's when he tries to finesse it. But other than that, there wasn't really much. I think the most gilt-edged chance we had was late in the second half when Poveda had it at his feet. I think Dendoncker dropped it into him. And there was just a crowd of bodies. I thought defensively, Wolves did really well. They rid it out. And in that second half, their quality told. They had much better of the second half. But the frustrating thing is the goal came through a slip. You know, Pascal Struijk makes a slip. If he doesn't slip, it's unfortunate. They probably don't score. They shouldn't score anyway. I mean, Jimenez comes inside. We all know, as fans sometimes watching the game, we're like, get out to him, get out to him. But the way the man-marking system, there is a real reluctance to do that, to commit bodies and leave a man free. We know that. We've seen it against Fulham, for example, when Decadova-Reid or Anguisse get through. There's a big space between them breaking that initial press and the centre-backs, and a real reluctance to push out to them. So Jimenez gets his effort after, you know, coming across into the centre of the pitch, as it were, and he has an effort. It's an easy save. It's going to be an easy save. But Calvin does the right thing, tries to knock it out of the way, and at that point, you know, it's in the back of the net and Leeds are down 1-0. It was always going to be nip and tuck. It was going to be tight. Well, I say that now with hindsight. I thought there would have been goals, but you could see after that first initial part when we were on top, we had to take them opportunities because it was going to be very tight. And Wolves' Premiership quality told in the end. You know, they had one chalked off for VAR, which was unreal, Saeed's volley. You know, I was like, fair play. You know, decent goal. But that's the Premiership for you guys. You've got to take your opportunities. You know, I've had friends that didn't watch the game saying what happened last night. It looks like you dominated. We did. But this is Premiership football. And if you don't take your chances, even though we didn't get any, but if you don't create clear-cut chances, then Premiership quality will punish you. You know, Saiz had one chalked off and Jimenez scored. But, you know, Neto looked really good. Adama came on. And I thought Dallas did really well. There was one where he actually bounced him off the ball. You can see I was surprised why Adama didn't start, but I think he maybe tactically, he's not as astute as the others, and therefore we would have got more joy. So maybe that's why I didn't put him on. But when the game's like that and it's opening up, because it did, it really opened up for Wolves in that second half. He's ideal, isn't he? He's an ideal person to bring on. Just on some, just on Semedo as well. World record signing, let's not forget. He made a foul throw. Like, that should not be happening for me. As I watched it, I was like, hiding hands, what's going on? Most expensive signing for Wolves, and he's making a foul throw. That shit should not be happening. But look, I put, the goal that was chalked off, I wrote on my notes, look, it wasn't deserved, but it's a great finish. Love VAR. But from that moment on, Wolves really came into it, and it was a real good start to the second half, and it just continued, you know. It really opened up, and it was very much all Wolves, you know. The frustrating thing was, you know, it's the balls into the box, although I don't think they were bad. They just weren't good enough, and maybe that's that extra quality of player that you get. It was nice to see Poveda come on. I mean, towards the end of the game, we've got Poveda, Pablo, Rafinha, Paddy Bamford, Rodrigo. You know, we were still going for it. But it always just felt to me that we weren't going to get back into it. I don't know what you guys thought. It was unfortunate to concede the way we did, a slip from Pascal. Obviously, Struijk as well came off with a knock. I believe KP may have picked up a knock. He went into the centre-back position. Cooper, Llorente. It doesn't make good reading for the treatment table in the fact that we've got such a quick turnaround for Friday and Aston Villa. Aston Villa Friday, we'll come back ready and raring to go. It's going to be a difficult game, but I'm well up for that now. You know, you've got Gabby Agbonlahor coming out talking shit, saying, you know, pundits need to get out of Bielsa's arse and Dean Smith should have the red carpet laid out for him. Absolute codswallop. I respect Villa as a football club. They're a huge football club, but there's that real spice between the two sets of clubs just due to that fact that they're both like sleeping giants in a way. I feel I respect them, but I really want to turn them over. I do, especially with this 100% record and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that game, and I'm glad there's such a quick turnaround, and I bet the lads and Bielsa will. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out in terms of the treatment table. Maybe we'll be thinking, oh, I wish we were playing Sunday. We might get some more back. But whatever happens, we'll be all right. But like I said, it was nice to see Rafinha. Pablo's back on the pitch. It was good to see Rodrigo start. Poveda coming on. Obviously, Bielsa trusts him now to do what he's asked of him. And he does look dangerous when he comes on. He did have a chance, as I say. I think it's Rafinha, actually, if you look at it, Rafinha made the best cutback or cross into that box all the game. You know, it was around about the 82nd minute. It's a great cutback into a very, very dangerous area. It's fizzed in. Then Donker puts his foot on it and actually knocks it into Poveda's path. But they had a wall last night. They had a wall, and it was always going to be difficult to shut down. Kilburn, Cody, and Bolly didn't really put foot wrong all night. And it was always going to be tough for us because it just didn't drop. Nothing dropped favourably for Leeds United last night. And when that happens, you need to make sure you take your chances. I remember, I think, ball gets crossed over. Bamford moves Semedo out of the way. Can't wrap his foot round it to take it down. He had the finesse. You had the Costa chance where he lashes it wide after a very good move. It just didn't fall for Leeds United tonight. But that's okay. That's okay. We move on now to Villa. We've had a fantastic start to life in the Premier League. People know we're not here to make up the numbers. We're here to have a go. Wolves got lucky with a goal. It was a frustrating night at the office, but we go again on Friday. And I think we can get 3 points away at Villa Park against a very, very good Villa side. They've made great additions this summer as opposed to last. They maybe felt they needed to spend all that money to stay up. They stayed up through the skin of the teeth. They've now brought in quality additions. They have a great midfield. Jack Grealish, Barkley, McGinn, Conor Hourihane. They've got some great numbers in there. So it's going to be a tough game, but one that I relish as a fan, and I'll be back for the watch-along for that. We'll be speaking with Villa on tour as well, have a chat with him about what his thoughts are about the game, and then we'll have the watch-along on Friday as well. So keep it locked to All Leeds TV as per. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you think it went wrong? Where do you think it fell down? And yeah, what are your aspirations for Friday? But thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in a bit. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds!